All right, guys, we are going to do another model kit. Now, we've got that over there, that Mobius record to do. We're going to be building that. I promise I'm going to be building that. But I just wanted a kind of a simple one after having that. Well, we had a real simple one, which was the Volkswagen. That was a really cool little build. But the other kit I didn't like at all, which was that NASCAR kit, the Monte Carlo, which I still haven't finished. So we put that aside. Let's get back to AMT. So this is a 1968 Chevy El Camino SS. It also has this soapbox derby race car that comes with it. 1/25th scale. Has a bonus display case with it. I haven't opened it yet, but we're going to open it up here. So we're going to open this up. And when you get back, I'm going to have it opened up. We'll go through all the parts and we will start working on this. By the way, I have so many Coca-Cola models. I don't want to do this one red with the Coca-Cola. I have a really good idea for the colors of this because when I was a kid, these were pretty prominent. In fact, I know I had one. Either I had one or my brother had one. We owned a lot of cars when we were kids. Pretty sure I had the 69, or me and my brother bought it together. It was blue. Anyway, we never finished it, and then I left for the military, and then I bought a Corvette and a 57 Chevy and some other cars, so and a brand new Camaro and stuff. So I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, I know what color I'm going to paint this. I know how we're going to do it. So when you get back, I'll let you know. Okay guys, so we've now unwrapped the box. A couple things I want to show you first. So here's the decals, and we will actually be using these white stripes right here. We're not going to be using the red, but we will be using the white ones. And I'll show you why. Plus we're going to use the numbers and stuff that go on to our soapbox derby car. So the soapbox derby has its own little directions. It's really only 4 pieces. I'll show it to you over here. Get rid of those decals. So you have 2 little metal axles here, and then you have the Chevy emblem, which is what this sits up on. So we'll probably just put this together, and the wheels on it with these 2 metal axles. So that will be for the really cool little soapbox derby. It also came with this display, which is pretty cool, and I could still use it because it's even, you know, because we still have the soapbox derby car. We're just not making the Coca-Cola car to go with it, but we have so many other Coca-Cola models that'll work. All right, let's see what came in the box here. So first off, you have a full frame like this. So here's your frame. We have an exhaust and the rear end here. There's your drive shaft. Here's your pumpkin for the back of the axle, rear axle right there. We've got brake cylinders right here, here, and here. Or not brake cylinders, but brakes. And then we've got manifold, we've got steering column, we've got parts of the suspension right there. They look like the shocks. We have the interior tubs that go inside the body as well as the bed, which this is not wood. These are all metal. They are always the same body color as the cars in these. We have some clear glass, front glass, back glass, and headlamps. Here we've got the fuel pan. I want to think that's a spoiler of some kind, but it could be the rear valance panel behind the bumper. And then of course floorboards. And then here we've got wheel hubs, maybe, not sure. They look like they're probably some kind of a wheel hub, and some suspension parts, springs, and stuff like that for the front suspension, sway bar. Then we have engine, console, interior dashboard. And it does have the SS dash because it has the two separate things. So this would be like a SS dash that you would also find in the SS El Camino or Chevelle. So if it wasn't an SS, it would have one big square thing there, but it's got the two dials. It's got a pretty detailed firewall there. We got the heads that are open, showing the lifters right there. We've got our water pump with pulley system there. Oh, there's a water pump, pulley system, fan. Let's see what else is in here. Steering column, oil pan, starter. So you got other engine parts and some hoses right there. This looks like under a belly pan of some kind underneath the car. Maybe it's might be in the bed. I'm not sure. Maybe it is the bed. Not sure. Tailgate. Oh, that might be the tailgate. And there's the tailgate right there. That might be the outside of the tailgate. Not sure. Front suspension right there. Over here, we've got some more hoses. And they've got some really detailed door panels here. I mean, there's some really good 3D door panels there with the armrests and everything. So that'll be really good, easy to detail. And then we have two-piece seats. So if we wanted to make them separate color, you can make these black, these red, whatever, however you wanted to make them, whatever you want. We've got two sets of wheels. These are the Krager SS wheels right there. Excuse me. And then here you have rally wheels, the standard rally wheels that came on Chevelle's, Camaros, Monte Carlos, a lot of the 68 through, actually 64 through like 72. Sorry. Back bumper, front bumper, and grille. A couple other pieces here. And then we have the hood. It's not a cowl induction. It is an SS hood. It's not a cowl induction. And then we have the full body here. This piece has to come out. Leave everything else. This piece has to come out. Finally, we have the tires. They're red line on one side. The other side, they actually have Goodyear white letters on them. So we have white letter tires. So that's what we have. So next is I'm going to put some of the sub-assemblies together, the engine, the seats, some of the stuff I'm going to put together. And so when I come back, we'll have sub-assemblies, then we'll do paint. Actually, I will probably primer the body first. No, I'll wait because I have to do the interior pieces. So when you come back, we'll have the sub-assemblies, then we'll paint. All right, everybody, real quick, we're going to get ready for paint. We have the seats and interior pieces ready over there. They're going to be painted a saddle brown or maybe black. I haven't come up with it yet. Here is the engine block together. It's got the engine, transmission block, water pump, oil pan, oil filter on there. We've got engine parts right here that have to be painted aluminum, along with, let me pull this up here, along with the gas tank, fuel tank. We have the bed right here, the bed assembly that goes inside of the bed right there. What else do we got here? So we've got steering wheel and pumpkin that got to be painted chrome. We've got the wheels for the soapbox derby car, and also the bumper bars that go on the rear axle. They got to be painted red. We have the frame. Probably going to paint that orange, to be honest with you, because that's what color we're going to paint the car. And we have to paint the rear axle as well as the inner rims, so we have to paint those. We've got a lot of other parts here that still have to get painted. We've got exhaust system that has to be painted. That and the drive shaft will be painted like an aluminum color. We will have hoses and the radiator and radiator support, that's going to be black. We've got this exhaust system, which also has to be painted silver. So we've got some, and of course the body is going to be painted, and that's going to be painted orange. But first, everything is going to be painted a primer black. And then once we have that, we will put the, once we have that, we'll detail the interior pieces. And we do have, right here, you can see on the decals that we do have interior piece decals. So the decals are, the interior is going to be, I believe I want to do it brown. So we're going to do that brown. And we're going to do, you know what? I don't know if I want to do it brown. I may do it off-white. Maybe we'll do it in off-white, an antique white. Okay, anyway, I'm going to paint all this stuff, and when we're done painting, we'll come back. Alright, this is chrome, guys. This is metallic finish Rust-Oleum. This actually even says it's chrome, bright Pride Coat Chrome, and it actually works great. Everything is now painted. We're going to start on the engine block. So we'll complete the engine, then we're going to work on the frame. We'll complete the frame. We'll put the little soapbox derby car together. We still have to paint the roof on here. I'll show you how I do. Some people do vinyl roofs one way, I'll do them a different way. We still have to put the whole interior together. Once we detail it, we'll put the interior together. So that is where we're at now. Now that everything is painted, and we'll start putting that together. This is the piece we spray painted chrome, up to the piece that comes chrome from the, you know, from AMT. So you can see that that spray paint chrome looks just as good as that. So we're going to let this engine dry. We're going to let the interior dry. We painted with craft paint. We did the, let me move this. So with craft paint, we painted the vinyl roof. So you can kind of see the craft paint is really good because it doesn't give a sheen, and it's thick, so it kind of, this craft paint that I have here, this acrylic craft paint that I got from Michael's. And then we'll go back over all the trim pieces again with a Sharpie, like we did before. But we'll go over that with the Sharpie. And we also did the back with the craft paint. So we're just going to wait for this engine to dry, and then we'll work on the frame and get the frame and the suspension done. And let's just get this put on here real quick, and then we'll be back when that's dry and the engine will be done. And then all we have to do is put the frame together. All right, everybody. So we are right at the end before we get the final build together. We have the body right here, and you can see we have all the trim pieces on. We don't have the trim though, which is really cool for this kit. If you see, they have all the trim pieces right here that we're going to have to put on the body, the El Camino trim, all the trim around the lights, the engine, and everything else. So we have that. We have the big 396 engine ready to go in with its turbo hydromatic 400 transmission. We got some hoses here with clamps ready to go, the coolant system ready to go. We're going with the Rally wheels. I do like Cragar SS's, but I like the Rally wheels better. And that's what I had on my Chevelles. All my Chevelles had Rally wheels except for my 70, which had slots on it, Cragar slots. So this is the whole suspension system is on here. The exhaust system is on here, fuel tank. So we have the chassis ready to go. We have the soapbox derby car here ready to go. And then we just have some front pieces in glass. So we're going to go ahead and we'll put this all together. And once we have everything together without decals, I'll come back and then we'll put it together with the decals. All right, guys. We used Mod Podge to put the window glass in, the plastic windows, whatever you want to call it, windows, glass, into this for overnight. It'll dry clear. And we just glued the engine in. We put the wheels on. So I have the engine in, wheels are on. I'm gonna have to put this back in once this goes under here, once everything's dry. So that way it all fits correctly. So we will let all this stuff dry overnight, and in the morning we will complete the car. We'll complete the model. But anyway, the interior came out really good. And everything's coming out okay. So we have our engine in here. So the chassis, engine, everything is glued overnight. We used our gold or silver Sharpie to highlight the vents in the hood, the chrome vents that are on the hood. And as you can see, the windows have the Mod Podge and has dried and the windows are perfectly clear. So I'm going to go ahead and put this together for final assembly, and we'll be back when it's all put together. Okay. All right, last thing we have to do, we just got the body on here, which was, I broke the front suspension, had to repair that. Had something else, a couple other little things happen, but we're there now. It looks good, so we are happy. Engine fits in there, even with the air cleaner, which is a rarity, under the hood. So we're just going to let this dry for now, and then we'll put the decals on it, and we'll put the decals on that. And when we come back, it'll be complete. All right, guys. So we put the car together, and I'm starting to put the decals on. So the white stripes that come with the kit are not cut. So as you can see here, you have to put them on. You let them sit for a while. They're very soft, but I also had to use some Set Pro, Mark Fit, whatever you want to call your decal set, and then got that to basically set this over top of the two scoops. But then you have to take a razor blade and you're gonna have to cut where the hood is right here. So I'm gonna do that now, but I can't do it with just one hand while I'm holding the camera. So we'll be back, and I'm still putting decals on, and we'll be back when it's done.
All right, guys, check it out. We are done. The 1968 El Camino. It was a really good build. There's a little body fitting issue at the end, which we kind of overcame, I think. And the other thing, which I'll just point out before you do, is that that light lens fell somewhere in my kitchen floor and I cannot find it. I'll have to look for another one, but other than that, I think it came out really, really nice. The little soapbox derby car came out really, really cool. I love the interior of this car. I love the stripes. The decals on this are the most delicate decals I've ever used. It literally went into the water, and before I could say went into the water, they were ready to come out because they are that thin. But I liked them. They laid on really, really excellently. The engine detail in this was great. It actually came with all the heater and air conditioning hoses, which I rarely ever put on, but because this engine was so interesting and so nice, that was easy to do. It came with all the SS. It came with the marker lights with 396. It came with all the really good decals that you wish you had on a lot of kits, like the decal here for the back gate. And the vinyl roof, I think, came out really nice. The interior came out nice. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoy it. This is an easy kit. This literally took less than 8 hours to put together. We started this yesterday morning and it's now completely done today. So it took less than 8 hours of actual work time, including paint drying. It was overnight, so you could do this on a weekend. And love this compared to the Monte Carlo, which we still haven't finished, and we started it 4 months ago. This is a great kit. I love it. I didn't want to use the Coca-Cola decals. I think the orange with the white stripes on it came out awesome. It does not have hood hinges, but that's okay. I never use hood hinges anyway. So thank you guys, and we will see you next time. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, or you want to see real cars or race cars or auctions or swap meets or any of that stuff, check out Junkyards at Barn Finds on both Rumble and YouTube.